Now, here's what getting free money on the internet can really be all about. It can be, and somebody is doing it this way. It's not like this everywhere. Most people, who are getting money on the internet through crowdfunding sites and stuff like that, have an idea, they put the money on, and they run. Now, here's a site that's just aimed at the community, whatever your community is. It's to be there for a community, whether it's a public service to get the park fixed or something like that, or just your business too, or your club or your organization. I mean, you can do so many things on this site that you really can't anywhere else. And he's developing it so that you could put it on your site too. So as a fundraiser, for getting your business idea financed, or your invention, or your nonprofit organization, or anything like that, it's that. But then you could take that information and put it on your site, so you have the fundraising on your site, not on some internet site that just concentrates on fundraising. So why give them all your traffic? People who want to donate to you are really going to the fundraising site. No, this one lets you put it on your site. So your traffic comes to you, and they donate money through the fundraising widget that's on your site. Plus you get all the people that come to the main site. So it's a great way to really get more traffic for anything, and not to have to share your traffic with somebody else. Also, it's a marketplace, so you could sell things on their site. See, this is a place I could sell books on that site, and then give a percentage of the books, the money I get from the book, to a project that I believe in, maybe kids going to Africa for the summer or something like that, or to some other nonprofit or something like that, so that people who buy my products can see the project that's being funded with part of their money when they buy this. I mean, that you can't do on any other site, which is great. Also, it's a site for idea generation. So people can get there and collaborate. You have an idea about, hey, well, we have this community here, we have kids getting in trouble all the time. Who else knows about ways to solve the problem with kids running around getting in trouble at night? Well, you could solve that. Or your business, you don't know what to do with your business idea. What should do? Should this thing be green or blue or whatever? And get the wisdom of crowds. And on this site, you'll be able to do it. Now that's pretty cool. Or events. You could run, like concerts or marathons or wherever. So people come over and over again, and you can put it on your site, but it's still there. They have the platform for all this, and they'll give it to you to use. Resources. This is a place too, if you don't know anything about raising money on the internet, they have freelancers that are hooked up who really know about crowdfunding that could help you. And these are people that so you don't have to go on one of these, an Elance or something and hope somebody knows about crowdfunding. These are people who are trained by them to make sure they know how their site works, and they could help you with things like marketing and email and things like that. So watch this guy. It's very interesting. He has a bigger heart and an open heart. So like he's working with colleges and universities for them to use the platform. So it's bigger than just, greedy getting money for something. It's that too. So don't feel left out. Watch. So McCabe Callahan at communityfunded.com. I would think you'd be a .org. You're saving the whole damn world just with your website in Colorado. And it's just wonderful. I mean, I have to commend you about, your heart being in this to really do something for, communities all over, whether it's a local, community or whether it's your social organization or nonprofit or your business or whatever, and you got it, like nobody else in this crowdfunding. So where did this come from again? You said you owned a coffee shop?
Yeah, that's right, man. I started a coffee shop when I was 22 years old and grew that like crazy. I was 24 and had 5 coffee shops and a bar.
Wow.
Not any idea what I was doing. Retouching the stove and realizing it was hot. And then basically decided to really just figure out what I wanted to do as a business. And so I downsized because I realized I wasn't really living the mission that I'd set out to do, and focused on just my one downtown coffee shop. And then a couple years later, expanded that to have another one close to the Colorado State campus. But that was my community. That's what I created, and that's what kind of inspired me for parts of Community Funded.
Yeah, but that was 10 years ago. Nobody knew how to spell crowdfunding then.
Well, it actually started before the idea of crowdfunding was really around. In 2009, when there was a handful of crowdfunding sites out there, they were actually calling it social funding back then.
Ah.
Um, I was trying to get a loan for my new coffee shop, and the banks turned me down, and I told one of my customers about that. He'd asked how the new shop was going. I said, well, I'm not doing it. I couldn't get a loan from the bank, even though I'd already been in business for 9 years. And he said, well, why didn't you talk to me? I would have helped. And so he actually offered to fund part of the coffee shop, and then another customer stepped up, and another customer.
Really?
And eventually it was over 5 customers that helped me fund my new shop that I opened up. And that was really part of the idea that led to some of the ideas that started community funded. So.
Well, that's what crowdfunding's about, right? You find potential customers who give you the money to have a business because they want it.
Got it. That's real world crowdfunding right there.
Yeah, and that's what you're doing now for everybody else. So if I want a coffee shop now, I go on your site and use that to get all my money. But I mean, it's sort of much more interesting because, as you're saying on your site, I mean, as a business, then you could use it so many other ways, right? I mean, and so how else can I use your site as a business besides just getting money from me?
Well, there's a couple different ways. One is you can support projects by promoting your business. It's kind of fusing 2 different activities that usually happen separately. You can market your business while being philanthropic by offering rewards to projects that hopefully future customers can pledge for, and then come into your business and become customers while seeing you as philanthropic in the community. So that's another way.
So in other words, if there was like a shelter or a girls organization or something in the community, I could give them discount cards at my business as rewards for donating to the girls club, right?
That's right. That's absolutely right. So you're branding your business as philanthropic and community-minded, but also hopefully driving new customers into your door.
Right.
Muggs has been using this for just under a year now, and we've had well over 150 rewards claimed, and I'd say probably about 75% of them were customers that had never been to Muggs before.
Now, Muggs is your coffee shop, I take it, right?
That's right. I'm sorry. Yep, Muggs is.
I thought it wasn't your girlfriend. That's what I mean.
That's right.
Well, maybe it is. So in other words, well, that's great because they have these businesses that do this. Put a discount in my magazine and all that kind of stuff.
That's right.
But you could do it right on there. Now, the other neat thing, if I'm a fundraiser, need a fundraise for something, I put your widget for fundraising on my site too. So people could come to my site and see like the whole thing that they would see on communityfunded.com would be on my site.
That's right. In less than 5 minutes, you can install an entire crowdfunding platform on your website.
So I have my own crowdfunding site on my site and your site. So I get your traffic, plus my traffic goes directly to my site, and I don't have to give you much of my traffic, right?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right.
Well, that's the problem with these big sites. I'm giving them all my traffic. Maybe that's how they get big, because they're getting my traffic, and they're really not generating anything of their own.
Our goal is if you're going to be driving people to your project, why not drive them to your own website?
Absolutely. Right? So your thing is good for fundraising, right?
Right.
Okay, it's good for the marketplace. Now that's an interesting section that you have now, so that you'll be able to, as a business, I could sell on your site, right? Or will be able to soon.
That's right. Yeah, we're actually in a couple weeks here launching the CF Marketplace, which allows for, what we saw was that there was the projects that needed money and resources and support, but that was only one aspect of the community. Why not give the businesses in the community, and remember the individuals too? I mean, very much like Craigslist. If you have a bike in your garage that you want to sell, you can sell that bike and a portion of it will go to support a project. So anything you sell on the marketplace is also inherently supporting a project on the site.
So I could sell my books on your site, and a portion would go to one of the community projects on your site.
Or a project you create for yourself as well.
Or my own community project. Right. Buy my book, and I'm going to give $1 to my golf course. So who needs new disease? And the ideation you talk about is another way to use your site. What does that mean?
It's really just about tapping into the crowd to solve big problems. It was really inspired by an old story of the power of the crowd, and really this idea that if you aggregate the answers of a crowd, typically the median answer is the right one. And I
You
can
read
tell you
that
more about that.
sociology book, didn't you?
That's right. That's right. Yeah. And so, really, sometimes what you're finding
Wisdom.
is that the crowd is typically more right than the
Yeah.
experts.
Yeah, the
And
wisdom
so,
of crowds. No, so it's a place like if hey, what is the next business idea I should do? There's maybe a way to use your crowd to say, hey, should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And develop, help develop something through the wisdom of the crowds there.
very much so. That's right. And especially too, with solving big world problems is what I hope to see it used for. Where it's like, how can we solve this? And
I
everyone can
see.
chime in with different ideas and build off of ideas and ideate to the point in which the
I
problem is
see.
solved.
So how do we get these kids off the street at 10 o'clock or something
Sure,
like
there you go. And there might be a community that's already done that. So hopefully they'll
Yeah.
share that solution with you.
Yeah, that's true. An event, so people could use this event for their annual event, like whether it's a bake sale or a 10K run or something like that.
That's exactly right. Yeah, the event is really just a fundraising page, but it's really catered to the idea that the event is happening on a specific day, that you're going to most likely have to sell tickets or booths or sponsorships, things like that. And so it's just kind of set up as a template to really focus on event fundraising and event promotion and marketing. And the idea is that once people attend that event and buying their tickets and participating through community funded, then they're able to stay in contact with that event creator over the time to know when next year's event's happening and updates and changes.
Keep them. So, and then the other thing I really think is important now, because people get lost in how to raise money on the web and things like that, is that you have resources now. You're aggregating like consultants and things like this that are really informed about crowdfunding, and you could access them through your site to help you market or do a video or whatever the things you need to do this and get it done.
Yeah, that's right. There's two ways usually. You can learn it yourself, or you can pay someone who knows what they're doing, and we offer both options. So
I know. Well, to me, if I'm going to do it again, I might as well learn it myself. If I'm not going to do it again, well, I might as well pay somebody.
There you go. There you go.
So like fixing the toilet, I don't want to buy all those tools.
That's right.
It's better to hire somebody for a couple $100. He's got all the tools that are $1,000. Well,
There
this
you
is a
go.
great site, but you know that your enthusiasm, is infectious, and you obviously changed your community there in Colorado. You work on so many nonprofit events, and raising funds that are so important, it seems, and what you're doing for others and universities to do this. I mean, this widget you could put, as you say, for universities to crowdfund. So you take your technology, put a little widget there, and you have a crowdfunding site on your own page, right?
That's right. Yeah. I definitely encourage you to watch the video that's on our homepage slider. You can watch a video. It's only about 2 minutes long or so, but it really shares the vision that we see, which is empowering communities to really unite people around ideas versus being so dependent on a hierarchical system.
Yeah. Now, it's the wisdom of crowds, or the power of crowds, in addition to the wisdom of crowds. So you go to communityfunded.com, watch that video, 2 minutes. You don't have to buy anything. Just watch. You get smart about this stuff, because it's a train. It's a freight train that's coming through life, and you better hook onto this thing. Now look at McCabe. He was running a coffee shop, and now he's an IT guru.
There you go. I don't know how that happened, but it happens.
So anybody can do this, right?
That's exactly right. We know that for sure. As long as you have a patient wife, right? That's all that matters.
Thank you so much, McCabe. CommunityFunded.com.
Thank you very much.
You bet. See, now isn't that cool? Now, anybody, you got to go, and this is a good site to learn about the power of these sites and what they can do, because they're going to be growing. They're going to be bigger and bigger every year. I mean, to me, I have to believe this is the biggest thing that we have going in our country, or probably the world. And the world, that's what's so neat about it. It's not only in the U.S., it's all over. So people can help you from any country in the world. So start using it.